Hello and welcome back to Open. Our next guest is an Afro-Latino philanthropist and podcaster who's dedicated himself to promoting love, healing, and positivity, particularly within the Black and Brown communities. His podcast, Conversations with Zoe, has become a powerful platform for change, inspiring personal and financial development through real-life stories of resilience. Today with me, I'm excited to welcome our next guest, podcaster and philanthropist Lorenzo Zoe Bernardez Jr.
How
Welcome.
you doing? Good to meet you. How's everything?
I am excited. I mean, like mentioned, this is a way to flip the tables a little
Right,
bit.
right,
You're
right.
usually on the, hosting side.
Right.
Yeah, how are you feeling today?
Man, I'm good. Yesterday was the last day of summer school, so happy to be remote today and enjoying some a little bit. But yesterday was really cool. We got Chick-fil-A to sponsor the last day of summer school.
Wow.
So the kids were happy. They work hard all summer. They have regents next week, but at least we got a good meal on the last day.
Yeah, and I know we're obviously going to cover the slice of excellence portion of working with these students, but I want to know, you are a podcaster, a philanthropist.
Right.
Which kind of came first?
I would say, damn, that's a tough question. Which one came first? I would say philanthropist came first because I've always been involved with the youth. I've always coached baseball. I've always been involved with them. So I would say that happened first. And then through that, I wanted to not only talk about it, but I wanted to actually do the work. So podcasting came in about 2018 for me.
Yeah, and now with launching the podcast as well, what was kind of the inspiration behind that? And now having a way to kind of interact with these people and bring on guests and talk about important conversations, what was kind of that, taking that journey on?
Well, for me, the Bronx breeds excellence, and I knew that something that's so important is exposure and how you're spoken to, and the power of your words, the power of your tongue. So, I just wanted to put something positive out there. There's a lot of great things that happen in the Bronx, but no one really highlights it. No one really talks about it. And then when you leave the Bronx, you get exposed to other cultures and other people. Other ways of life. You notice that the level of violence that we experience here isn't everybody's reality. So I just wanted to show that education is fly. Respecting your parents, doing the right thing, staying on the sidewalks, and leaving the streets alone is a great way to go. And so I just wanted to advocate for things that I feel in my heart will really help the youth get further in life.
Yeah, and I know a big focus as well is the inspiration part. I wonder for you, who kind of instilled that as well for you or inspired you to kind of take these big leaps and take these initiatives to create some change as well?
It's a culmination of a lot of people, so I'll start at the beginning. My second grade teacher, Miss Cobb, she called me brilliant, and I had never been spoken to in that way or heard that word. But she's like, listen, if you really stick to the books and your parents, you'll go far. And, then baseball coaches, I played baseball. So, Coach Miguel Fitch, Coach Brissett, my high school coach, Bill Mitchell, all people that were around for those formative years, and helping me go to boarding school and things like that. So those people were there, and I just want to pay it forward because I'm not their child, but they were a part of my journey. So for me, it takes a village to raise a child. So I just want to keep those villages going and be a part of other children's village.
Yeah, and I mean, you do it with your work as well, of Slice of Excellence. I mean, you talk about how pivotal these teachers were in your formative years. How have you seen Slice of Excellence, in a sense, also be that for other kids?
Well, probably one of my greatest ideas that I've been able to put together started in 2020 during COVID when I was a second grade teacher at a charter school in the Bronx. And we originally started sending pizza to your home. So what I realized that it was a positive phone call home. It gave us the ability to feed a family, and we sent as much pizza as was needed for everyone in the home. And it was a way to incentivize doing great in school, showing up, attendance, reading levels, and things like that. So Slice of Excellence has really impacted a lot of people in many different ways. Just trying to bridge the gap, like no one told me to email Chick-fil-A for the kids, but I did it. It was just an idea, and you never know. If you don't ask, you don't know. So I'm not afraid to try, especially for the youth, especially for the Bronx, to try to advocate for them in a positive way.
Yeah. Has it ever been hard to, in a sense, advocate for that community, or when people obviously know you're working in the Bronx, or even doing something good for our Black and Brown communities? Has there ever been an obstacle there, you'd say?
Not really, not really. I think, God has me covered. He's the plug. So he has me, wherever he needs me. I'm here to serve him. So I'm serving the community, and that's everything is through him. So it's just passion. I love it. People poured into me, so I'm just here to pay that forward. And Slice of Excellence is here to bring cool initiatives any way it can. So through the sneaker giveaways, through partnerships with Snipes and Fat Joe and Up NYC and all of those things. Like, we have a pretty cool event called Pick a Teacher, Pick a Sneaker.
Yeah, I saw on social media.
So you nominate your favorite teacher and you go sneaker shopping together. So that was just a way to show the love to the teachers as well. Education is tough, and there's so much going on out there and trying to, help the whole child come together, so just bridging the gap any way I can.
Yeah, to see organizations like a Snipes, be a part and want to be a part of these initiatives, what do you think makes these bigger brands connect with the Slice of Excellence?
I just think you need somebody on the ground. You need, these corporations are so large, so they don't really know what's going on in the Bronx. They don't really know. They have stores there, but it doesn't mean they know the community that well. Obviously, we're consumers. We're going to buy, we're going to be there, but how else do we because we're supporting you, right? We're going into your stores multiple times a year, every Friday for a new outfit. So how do we now give back? So I'm super happy that that they love to give back and support us as we support them.
Yeah, and you talked about obviously just even wrapping up another partnership with Chick-fil-A this time of being able to provide it to students. If teachers and students want to bring this to their school, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, so just email me, sliceofexcellence158@gmail.com. We do report card parties and perfect attendance parties. So our pizza parties are all year long. So every month, perfect attendance, you can send us your data, your address to your school, and we send you pizza. It's pretty seamless. When I get a chance, I work at a school, so I don't really get to visit schools as much, but pizza is sent every month.
And pretty amazing at that. I mean, pizza, as a kid, love that if I was to get a pizza for a good grade. And obviously I know at home too, like I got those kind of incentives in a way. Yeah. What inspired the idea of bringing the pizza attached, or even the name of Slice of Excellence?
Well, we were on Zoom. It's COVID, it's 2020, food insecurities. A lot of people, their reality, everybody forgets that we all have different realities. And maybe school lunch is important to you, but it's really important to somebody else. Yeah. So now being home, I'm seeing kids eating ramen every day. And we know with those bags, the yellow, red, and orange, like they switch it up. One day they take the water out, next day, so they're trying to, finesse the soup a little bit, and I just didn't want to send food because it may look like charity and it could be, misconstrued in many different ways. Yeah. So I just wanted to incentivize it. And why not through your perfect attendance? Why not through your whoever gets the highest math score? And this way, is you earned it. You did something, you earned it. And then Slice of Excellence, I was just dabbling with a bunch of names, but I want to definitely give a shout out to all my rookie teachers at the charter school that year. We were in a group chat and we kind of made the name together. So I feel like the Bronx breeds excellence, and I feel like it's a word that we don't really hear all the time, but there's a lot of beautiful things going on in the Bronx.
Yeah, and it's definitely incredible to see that impact. You talked about how students and obviously teachers can reach out to be a part of this initiative. Are you only servicing the Bronx area throughout New York? What does that look like?
I'm all over New York City. So I have schools in Harlem, partnership with schools in Brooklyn. I've gone out to Buffalo. I've sent pizza to Texas. But I've definitely narrowed it down a little more to the Bronx. But any school, wherever there's children, there's Slice of Excellence.
Definitely. And now to bring it back to your podcast as well, I love that there was a game that you played once where you pulled up guest old tweets.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
So I figured I'd turn the table on you this time. But this time I'm bringing something from Instagram. So
this is really good.
Hopefully you're down. Nothing too crazy as the pod,
down.
But so you captioned this on one of your posts. Many times in life, receiving starts from giving first. Be a blessing to others.
Yeah, in life you got to pay your dues. In order to get a payout, you got to pay in. So I think many times we're sitting there and we're kind of hustling backwards. We're not pouring anything, no good energy, nothing, just there existing. So I think sometimes you got to take, you got to self-reflect. Take a look in the mirror and be like, how have I impacted anybody else's life? Yeah. Sometimes we just praying for ourselves, but let's pray for others. Give other people shout outs in your prayers. So that's what I wanted to say. Sometimes, you know, you got to pay your dues in life and then you'll get a payout. You got to pay them first, though.
Yeah. And I think that's such a beautiful way to kind of tie in what you're doing. I think a lot of us too, we are, I know speaking for myself, a creative doing so many different things with the goal of one day being able to kind of be in that place where I can give back, you know. But I think you're a great reminder that you can do it at any chapter in your life.
Yes.
It doesn't take this one specific moment. So, I mean, you are being a blessing to others.
No, thank you.
At that, when people do go on your podcast or even be a part of Slice of Excellence, what do you hope they walk away with?
I just to keep it going, to find their own way to give back, to say something positive to somebody, and to also donate their time. Go back to your middle school, go back to your high school, you know, just be involved with the youth as much as you can. Because the thing is this was just my way of contributing, but just find your own way. You know, I know a friend of mine's, Jacina, she has prom dresses. You know, so her organization, they do prom dresses, you know, so that's her way of being involved. So whatever you love, there's always going to be a community for it, you know, so just start and don't wait for anybody. I feel like there's no perfect moment. Yeah. So for me, it's 9 months of trying and figuring it out versus 9 months of doing nothing. Yeah. So I'd rather spend 9 months trying, figuring it out, than waiting for this perfect moment. It doesn't really exist.
Basically, the time is definitely now.
Time is now.
Yeah. Well, with that, thank you so much, Lorenzo. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you letting me flip the table,
absolutely.
You know, and you kind of be on the guest side. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Now, thank you, Lorenzo Zoe Bernardez Jr., podcaster and philanthropist. For more information, visit sliceofexcellent.org, and you can listen to Conversations with Zoe, the podcast, on all streaming platforms. Stay tuned, more open when we return.